Good morning to all my listeners wherever you are, and as you all know that every Tuesday we usually have our talk which concerns gender-based violence, and today we have a visitor who is going to take us through this session. I'm going to welcome you, my visitor, and you're going to introduce yourself to my listeners, and I'll pick from there.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm Francis Ouma, a gender-based violence advocate or activist. I'm working with the office of Hack Africa, and our aim is to advocate, create awareness for gender-based violence. And I'm very much happy for joining you today. I really appreciate.
Okay, I am also glad to have you here right now. And as we all know that this is a significant challenge in our communities, involving the abuse of women and men based on their gender. And today we are going to tackle so many things which are affecting us out there. When we talk about gender-based violence, we will include things like physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. It's essential to understand that this violence doesn't occur randomly. There are social, economic, and cultural factors that explain this issue. As it's now, we are going directly to our questions,
Okay.
which is going to guide us today. The first question let's start with an overview of this gender-based violence, and how does gender-based violence manifest our communities?
Okay, it's a very nice question.
Yeah.
As a gender-based violence advocate, I would say that gender-based violence normally or manifests in our communities in several ways.
Yeah.
And this includes the physical abuse. We have the emotional manipulation and the sexual harassment, which are the main and the obvious common abuses that people in our communities they undergo.
Yeah.
So it often occurs in intimate relationships between or in relationship, but they can also happen in public spaces. It can happen in public spaces, in workplaces, and even online. So far, I've said in public spaces or online spaces, normally those online users, those people who tend to use the media, consumers, they can face these abuses. We have those journalists or media practitioners. It's their business. They earn something there, but they also they undergo harassment.
Okay.
So we as Hack Africa, me as an expert, as an advocate for gender-based violence, we actively comment and come up with the best practices that are legal, and we proclaim that gender-based violence has no room, because most of the victims, they feel isolated and are unable to speak due to the fear of stigmatizations or of not being believed.
Okay.
And in this case, you may find that there is also politicians which have also tend to have shares in this gender-based violence in manipulating these victims, because you may find a victim was tortured or has been harassed by a politician, blogger, or so many things that they tend to do to people. So we advocate the communities, and we intend to inform them that gender-based violence exists, and its existence is we now to cooperate, we as an organization, to fight and advocate for their rights, either emotional or physical. Any abuses, that we fight them.
You've really tackled that question in a very peaceful manner, and I know our listeners have gotten that response so quickly and wisely. So let's go to the next question. that some points you say like statistics
Yeah.
show that factors like poverty
Yeah.
and education and lack of education contribute to this issue. So can you tell me or tell our listeners how these elements are contributed to gender-based violence?
Yeah, very true. Indeed, poverty and lack of education are significant contributors to gender-based violence.
Okay.
But if I put aside poverty, now the recent statistics, apart from poverty as number one, also the recent one, although we're still working on it as a Hack Africa advocates for gender-based violence, there is an investigation that is underway in the Coast region, and it was all about Kilifi and Kwale counties. And we have found that as Hack Africa and as a gender-based violence advocates, we have come to realize that nowadays we have this technology phones, smartphones, the M-Copper, what credit, I don't know who these phones, they have much now contributed to these two counties, Kilifi and Kwale, in abusing their, it have really contributed to the abuse of gender-based violence. So it's also a threat to us as Hack Africa advocates, and we are really fighting hard to ensure that no one in this century, in this digital age, undergo any gender-based violence. So poverty, as I have said earlier, is the major, the core, and the lack of education are the major contributors. But also there's this recent one about the lipa mdogo mdogo, M-Copper phones, smartphones to the young people in Kilifi and Kwale. They have really threatened community at large, and we are very much worried because most of the young people there in Kilifi and Kwale, they are being harassed online through the smartphones that they own through lipa mdogo mdogo, and they want to blame in this matter is their guardians or the parents, because they're the ones who allow them to use their ID cards to buy these phones or purchase these phones in installments. So ours, we are really fighting on how to curb this menace at large. So people, we encourage them, and I would say that people in impoverished conditions, they normally feel that they have no control over their lives, and they might exert power through violence. So we can say that lack of education often means that there is less awareness of rights, and available resources for help, for trapping individuals in abusive situations. Now maybe as a victim is not aware he has been abused online or emotional or physical or in public, but is not aware on how he can report to the responsive agencies that can help him. So maybe he can go to the police stations. The police stations, they may act abnormal sometimes. Those things that this happen in those police stations, and this person may feel, let me leave it alone, like that. But if we say let me leave it alone, then there's also, if we cannot speak up, then there's a problem, a major problem that will going to occur through that keeping quiet. So we have to act. You have to educate them. Once a victim has been once a person has become a victim of this and this gender-based violence, this is the right procedures that a person has to follow. And we as a gender-based violence advocates, we need the government also to protect us. And once we have the information I've shared to the government agencies, also they have to react accordingly. So that we curb.
Thank you so much. And as an expert, what can communities do to reduce this violence, or let's say some actions that they can take?
You have said that I'm an expert so far. As Hack Africa, organizations fighting for or advocating for gender-based violence, we are not experts, we are just advocates. We are also learning, and we what we do, we normally rely on the communities of victims, those people from the interior. Now that the ones who normally undergo this gender-based violence, but they don't know where to raise their cases. So we as advocates, we are not saying that we are experts, but we are just advocates. We are trying our best.
You can be an expert, you know, you're in this field.
Okay, it's okay. We're almost there.
Yeah.
No problem with that. So we can say that as advocacies for gender-based violence, we say that communities, they have to take several actions.
Yeah.
And these actions, they include by establishing the support networks for victims, providing education about consent and healthy relationships, and advocating for legal reforms. And through this, and by engaging the men or the boys, girls as allies in these efforts, very, very crucial to changing the culture of the violence.
Okay.
So that is how I can say about it. That those network, we have to establish network for these communities, by networking them. And by networking them through also the media, we can network through these communities. And we also, as we partner in, because maybe they get information from we get information, we as Hack Africa, we get information from the communities, then we come to the table with the media practitioners. They help us manipulate this information now to reach the communities and other governmental organizations that they take place in gender-based violence.
Okay. So I only have the last question, which I would like you to tackle it.
Yeah.
And it goes, how is gender-based violence shared among young people, and who is responsible for addressing this issue?
In addressing that issue, those who are responsible, can say number one, I start with you media practitioners. You are also major and part and parcel people in managing gender-based violence. Number two, I can say it's we Hack Africa organizations as gender-based violence advocates. So I can say that young people are often influenced by the societal norms and the peer pressures.
Okay.
And through that, then we can say that as those witnesses or experiences violence in their homes or communities, which can normalize these behaviors. So it's crucial for parents, number one, like the case of Kilifi and Kwale. They allow the children to use their ID cards, purchase mdogo phones. Then what happens at last? They're being abused online. Harassment, those sexual abuses and harassment they face in public, in private, emotions. But now the parents, if they could know their responsibilities and what the effects of allowing their children using their ID card to purchase these phones, it could be very, very much crucial. Then we have educators. Also, we as Hack Africa I think we are among the educators, and maybe the government Ministry for Education, if they can include in the syllabus that gender-based violence to be taught in lower learning institutions to higher institutions, well taught and established in the curriculum. And also have the community leaders such as the chiefs, the village elders, and so many that are very, very vital in curbing this menace. And through that, you can say if we all cooperate, educators, parents, you media practitioners, the community leaders, then we can foster open discussions about respect and equality to combat these attitudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, our guest, and I'm also grateful for your insightful thoughts. And I also believe this issue is vast and requires attention from each of us. So up to this end, I just want to say thank you for your time.
Welcome.
And I'm also going to say thank you to my listeners outside there. And I think we have really tried to tackle all these questions that they have been asking me. And right now, I just want to wish you well as you're going back.
Same too.
Yeah, and those that are listening, I hope that you're going to meet next week the same time. Thank you.